Hey, what's up, Derek? Elbows.
Run it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for
you.
inviting me over.
Of
I'm
course.
literally about to take a museum tour with you.
Of course.
At this studio because it's legendary. So
Facts, that it is. Welcome to the No Name Studios, formerly known as the world famous Can-Am Recorders.
amazing.
Yeah, come check it out.
All right, let's go.
But this is, really the old Death Row Studios.
Yeah.
This is music that I was raised off of. This is music what inspired me to want to be who I am today.
Death Row, there's so many iconic albums that were recorded here. If you could go back in time and mix any one of those albums, which one would you mix?
Man, the Chronic 2001, obviously, like that one was the one that, it just, the sonics of it, the way Dre mixed that album, the way it came through the speakers, it was like none other at that time, and it was really the soundtrack to my life. So, if I was able to go back and just be in those studios and be in the rooms, which we are now, man, it'd be crazy. Yeah.
You got people working in here.
So
What's up in this room?
Obviously, as we're, getting ready with construction, we got,
Hey.
It's my relative Prince.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Prince.
He's in here making beats.
What are you
messing
guys,
around.
what are you working on?
Cooking up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No secret projects you can reveal?
Just a little razzle
He's
dazzle.
like-
Nah, we gotta shut that door.
Ali's like,
off.
I'm closing the door
we
now.
gotta shut that door.
You're like super young. You're like, what, 30, 31?
31, yeah.
31.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that you're planning out your life, like,
Yeah.
have you always been this way? Like, did you always have that mind where you're like, hey, I want to have a home for, my artists, my mixers, all these, things,
right.
and then just thinking about your legacy? I mean, you were in Forbes 30 under 30s.
Right, man, just take advantage of opportunity, like where we come from and just the journey it took for me to get to where I am, I don't want to let up, As easy as it could be for me to fall off, I want to make sure that, if I fail, it's because of me and not because of any other situation. So I'm going to go 1,000% until that day is, So, it's just, I'll move off of momentum and opportunity. And obviously watching Kendrick, watching Dave Free, watching TD, watching how everything was built. It was built off of hard work. It was built off planning. And it was built about thinking about the future and not right now. So by me being around that, I would be stupid not to really just, implement that into my own process.
Yeah. Okay, now I heard that there was a story with this alleyway.
Yeah, I want to really give back to the people that inspired me the most. So I want this to be a memorial hallway for Nipsey Hussle and Mac Miller. So I'm gonna do all my Nipsey Hussle plaques down the wall on this left side, and all my Mac Miller plaques and pictures of me and him on this right side. And really just, just have that memorial, for the homies, rest in peace.
Definitely. Knowing him from your childhood, and then obviously his tragic passing, but then him getting, recognized by the Grammys for that album, like, what did that mean to you?
His work definitely prevailed. His work definitely left an impact on this culture, on this world. It meant it was finally recognized. That's what it really meant. So that now that the world really recognizes what he's done, the impact that he's left on culture when it comes to kids starting on businesses, when it comes to people really taking ownership in what they own. This means a lot, and the reason for having that memorial is to show ownership to the people coming into the building and inspire them. On this side, we really have a more modern, upper echelon, clean type of feel. So we got the black tiles, the starlights.
Yes, feel like I'm
gotta,
in Rolls.
You gotta feel like you gotta walk through and feel like a bad bitch.
I did feel like a bad bitch when I walked in. I had like a pep in my step. I was like, wait, are we about to party right now? Like, what's going on?
Facts.
And then from party to business. This
Party
is
to
your...
business, you know what I'm saying? Keep everything in-house. So this is our, our main office for EngineEars. So EngineEars is the startup that we created. EngineEars provides music professionals with the tools to streamline and manage their business via end-to-end business management solutions. So when you think about a mixing engineer, we are small businesses. You want to check the studio out?
Let's check out the studio.
Check it out.
Wow, look at this.
So welcome.
Okay. You sit
Let's
down.
do it.
But I'm gonna sit here because this is my side. Just kidding. We gotta talk about relationships because you're born and raised here in LA.
Right.
At what point did you meet Kendrick and the TDE team?
Right. So in high school, I was doing, I was working with Tyga. Tyga's mom and my auntie were, real good friends. I did his first mixtape, Young on Probation. And Dave Free worked at the high school that I was going to, Gardena High. And I always know he was in the mix. You know, he used to DJ parties. You know, he was always involved with artists. So I used to give Dave like Tiger CDs and the mixtapes, you know, that I come check out. And then, you know, from there, you know, I was always one of the guys that wanted to get better at a specific craft, you know, because I wasn't literate. I didn't go to school for these specific things. I really attached myself to things that I just genuinely loved.
Yeah.
And then from that, I wanted to learn more about it, you know. So from reaching out to Dave, I just wanted to really understand the music business in a whole now, you know, trying to find a way where I could find my place in it. At this time, I'm still doing ringtones, but, you know, Dave sent me on a mission. He was like, yo, go pick up these CDs from this guy, DJ Nick Beam. He's like an old LA DJ that used to press up actual physical mixtapes. So he sent me to go pick up his tapes. I go drop them off in Carson at the studio, and I walk in, I see Dave, I see Kendrick, I see Punch. You know, I walk through, shake everybody's hand, and then there's this one guy in the cut, dog, with this red hat on that just like wasn't talking, wasn't smiling, nothing. So I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing to you. So I'm gonna just go back in this corner and act like I'm kind of just, you know, my mission was complete with these CDs. So little did I know that was Top Dog sitting in the corner.
Oh,
you
wow.
know, so you know, Top was like, hey, nigga, you walking in my house not saying nothing. So I'm like, fuck, I just messed it all up. God damn it, now I gotta start over. But everyone started busting up laughing like it was a whole little joke. But that was the first time you know, I met the guys and I met, you know, Kendrick. That was maybe 2005 or 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you ended up living at his house under the same roof with Kendrick, Absol, everyone.
Right.
Do you have any roommate horror stories from that time?
Horror stories. It's just a prank. These niggas play too fucking much.
Okay, what was the best prank and who did it?
So like it was this thing where, you know, the homies would just be knocked out from working like 12-hour sessions or whatever, and like they would just prop up shit around you while you slept on the floor and just take a picture and just like, it'll be everyone's like MySpace picture at the time. It was just like a thing that, you know, just those random pranks that homies did at 5 in the morning from, you know, being bored and, you know, trying not to go to sleep.
Who was the best prankster?
Kendrick by far. Kendrick and Q. Q is a piece of shit when it comes to the joke. He goes above and beyond. Like, Q will make you want to fight him. You know, but yeah, everyone pretty much has a great sense of humor. But if you don't have thick skin, you will not survive.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. So obviously you've been with all of them since the beginning.
Yeah.
But, you know, speaking about Kendrick, you know, he's talked about the reason why some of his albums take so long to really, you know, come out is because he's really trying to craft a new sound.
Of course.
So you're his right-hand man.
Right.
Has he crafted a new sound for this next album?
Man, I would say every album that he has dropped since Good Kid has came new. Has came with a different feeling, so I can say that, you know.
Okay.
You know, just look forward to Kendrick obviously expressing himself in the most creative way.
Yeah.
The most highest of the creative way. You know, how he works is, I've never seen it before. You know, just the recording process, the thought process with piecing the album together and sequencing it. So, you know, things like that is what keeps guys like me great, you know, by watching his work ethic, by watching, you know, how he does it. You know, you would expect someone like Kendrick is just at home sitting back, like, nah, he still comes in on time, punctual.
I mean, we've got a few hints that it's coming soon. So can you say if it's coming in 2021?
I mean, it might, you never know. I mean, shit.
I have a feeling like it might be the album that you said would be mixed in that room over there by summer, but whatever, that's just me talking. Again, Kendrick, he is, you know, Baby Keem, has his hands in all those pots.
Right.
You said you're working on Keem's new album.
Yeah, we're, you know, Issues just released not too long ago. So yeah, I'm super excited about the future of Baby Keem. Just the way he works, is creative as well. You know, he's really in a space where he can really do what he wants, and he's happy to do that creatively.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to add my 2 cents, you know.
All right, back on to new albums. You know, we kind of spoke off camera.
Yeah.
Control, SZA, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, but you did talk about back at that point, you were very stressed out. You and SZA were butting heads a lot. How did you guys find your groove? And, you know, how did you deal with the stress to kind of come out of the other side in regards to that album?
Well, doing Control, just that time in general, like I just wasn't right mentally. Like, you know, I don't think that's Solana, she didn't even understand that, you know, so it was more of, you know, just a disconnect because I wasn't there 100% mentally. And during that time, I was stretched thin. You know, I was mixing everything at one time. I was really at this point in my career where, you know, everyone wanted me to work with them, and it was a grateful. And I didn't want to turn nothing down because it's like, yo, you know, how can I tell this person no? Like, let's find a way to do it. You know, so I catch myself just entering this dark hole, you know, hitting a brick wall. That was a hard, because I couldn't really explain or express what I was going through at the time. I just had to fight through it, but I know I wasn't doing a good job because we're going at it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the end goal, the project came out and did what it did, you know, which I knew it was gonna do. But you know, honestly, it was a longer process than expected because of my own demons.
Her album, anything you can share about that coming out? I mean, I feel like she's been very open with her fans.
Yeah.
I'm big into TikTok. I follow her on there. Her songs have blown up on TikTok.
Right.
Twitter, she's like, it's coming.
Right.
So are you working on that right now?
She's still working like with the internal camp, trying to finalize pieces here and there, you know, finalize records. You know, when finalizing an album, there's a lot of, you know, waiting for verses, waiting for production parts, you know. And again, it's just wanting to cultivate and wanting to scope that final product.
I definitely want to highlight where you were at. I think it was like 2016, 2017 that you were talking about. You're in like a dark space, you know, not doing well. Talk us through your mental state during that time, and how did you overcome that?
Man, it was tough. It gets to the point where I'm seeing that I'm ruining relationships. It gets to the point where I'm seeing that, like, my family starting to notice what's going, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're either gonna fall and just give up, or you're gonna keep fighting. You know, you're gonna put your back against the wall, stick your chin up, and just keep swinging. You know?
Yeah. Derek, MixedByAli, thank you so much for your stories.
Of course.
Just, I mean, I really feel inspired. Like your journey, what you're trying to do with this place. I'm very excited to see everything that you're gonna, you know, be doing from here on out. So I'm gonna ask for that last elbow tap.
There it is. Now I want to say thank you guys for coming again. Like I mentioned earlier, Nipsey always said, the highest human act is to inspire. So I'm hoping this is something that can inspire everybody. So thank you for coming.